Strategic Dream: Putting the Power of Your Subconscious Mind to Work by Joseph Murphy. Reach new levels of career success using the power of your subconscious mind. Chapter 4: Mastering the Law of Attraction. Man and woman are human magnets. Just as a steel magnet drawn through a pile of rubbish will pull out only the things that have an affinity for it, so we are constantly drawing to us and establishing relations with the things and the people that respond to our thoughts and ideals. Why do some people win the attention of others easily, are able to make friends really and gain the admiration of others while others just barely get along? When we meet some people, we are impressed by their pleasant personalities. Something about the way they project themselves makes us feel confident in them, admire them, and feel comfortable with them. The people have mastered the law of attraction. They attract the attention of their bosses, their customers, and others. Such men and women are the people who choose to be our mentors. It is from this group that the leaders of companies are chosen, and it is these people who climb readily up the ladder of success. The American psychologist William James defined personalities as a set of individually evolved characteristic patterns of behavior, which determines daily functioning of both conscious and unconscious levels. Personality is said to represent the balance between innate drivers and a combination of conscious and external controls. The important thing to remember is that attractive characteristics can be developed. Some facets of us are inborn: our physical appearance, basic intelligence, and some talents. But each of us has the capacity to make the most of our innate traits and to develop them to give us that type of personality that others will admire. We can learn how to use the law of attraction. It's not easy to grow into the person you want to be, but it starts with a strong desire and commitment to develop your innate traits. You can develop an ongoing, cheerful, optimistic, and positive demeanor, a personality that will win the approbation of men and women with whom you interrelate. Personality traits can be acquired. William James commented that your personality is the sum total of all your traits. This includes your body, your physic powers, but also your clothes, your house, your spouse and children, your ancestors and friends, your reputation and works, your possessions and your bank accounts. All these things generate the same range of emotions. If they wax and prosper, you feel triumph. If you dwell and die away, you feel cast down. Not necessarily in the same degree for each thing, but in the same way for all. Our personality is the way in which we express ourselves to the outside world. We're not only gregarious animals liking to be in the sight of our fellows, but we have an innate propensity to get ourselves noticed and noticed favorably by our kind. Certain personalities are greater than mere physical beauty and the more powerful than learning. Charm of personality is a divine gift that sways the strongest characters, leads to high level career positions, and sometimes even controls the destinies of nations. People who possess this magnetic power unconsciously influence us. The moment we come into their presence, we have a sense of enlargement. They inspire their subordinates on the job, their customers or clients, and others look to them as models in their own careers and lives. They unlock within us the possibilities in which we probably had no conception. Our horizon broadens. We feel a new power steering through all of our beings. We experience a sense of relief as if a great weight had been removed that long had pressed upon us. Much of that charm of a magnetic personality comes from a fine, cultivated manner. Tact also is a very important element, perhaps the most important. One must know exactly what to do and be able to do just the right things at the proper time. Good judgment and common sense are indispensable to those who are trying to acquire this magic power. Good taste is also one of the elements of personal charm. You cannot offend the taste of others without hurting their sensibilities. One of the greatest investments one can make is that of attaining a gracious manner, cordiality of bearing, and generosity of feeling. The delightful art of pleasing, it is infinitely better than money capital. For all doors fly open to sunny, pleasing personalities, they are more than welcome. They are sought for everyone. Personality traits can be acquired, granting that all people have equal rights and opportunities. We must recognize that all do not have equal intelligence, equal physical strength, or equal level of energy. Yet, whatever their status, they may raise by self education, self development. Those eager for knowledge and ambitions to excel will naturally forge ahead. You can choose and work to develop the personality traits you wish to acquire. Application is the great thing. The principal qualities that make the stature of the perfect human beings are patience, kindness, generosity, humility, courtesy, unselfishness, good temper, and sincerity. These traits are not inborn, they can be developed. They take these as the framework of the personality you wish to create out of the qualities found in your own complex nature. Unfortunately, some people have all these qualities are not perceived to have the pleasant personality because they lack a good appearance. This doesn't mean physical beauty. You not you need not be born with a beautiful face or physique to project a good appearance. But unless you dress neatly and appropriately, wear a smile instead of a frown, and are clean and well groomed, your high qualities will not be noticed. Appearance is most important since it is the first impression others have of you that often determines whether you will give you an opportunity to demonstrate your superior qualities. Not only you are judged by how you appear, but also you are judged others by their appearance. Instinctively, people attempt to cultivate in themselves the positive qualities of appearance they see in those they admire. They wear the same type of clothes, imitate their hairstyle, and act in the same manner as their models. You can do this with other qualities as well. Concentrate on the personality characteristics of people you respect and look up to. In this person, you can visualize the person you wish to be. Look not only at men and women who you know, but also take models from the past and present of others who are exemplars of the idea personality you wish to have. Look for the good. It is just as easy to go through life looking for the good and the beautiful instead of the ugly, for the noble instead of the ignoble, for the bright and cheerful instead of the dark and gloomy, the hopeful instead of the despairing, to see the bright side instead of the dark side. To set your face always towards the sunlight is just as easy to see always the shadows, and it makes all the difference in your character between content and discontent, between happiness and misery, and in your life between prosperity and adversity, because success and failure, between success and failure. Feed those thoughts into the subconscious mind. This is how to apply the law of attraction. Learn to look for the light, then positively refuse to harbor shadows and blots, negative image and discordance. Hold to those things that give pleasure, that are helpful and inspiring, and you will change your whole way of looking at things, will transform your personality in a very short time. One way to develop the best traits in yourself is to look for the best traits in others. By taking a large hearted attitude towards everyone you meet, by trying to pierce through the mask of outer man and woman to the innermost core, and by cultivating kindly feeling towards all, you can acquire this inestimable gift. Nothing will pay you better than acquiring the power to make others feel at ease, happy, and satisfied with themselves. Sunny people dispel melancholy, gloom, worry, and anxiety from all those with whom they come in contact. Just as the sun drives away darkness, When they enter a room full of people where the conversations has been lagging and where everybody seems bored, they transform the surroundings like the sun bursting through thick black clouds after a storm. Everybody takes on a joyous spirit from the glad soul who just entered. Tongues are untied, conversations which drags become bright and spirited, and the whole atmosphere vibrates with gladness and good cheer. Be empathetic. Empathetic people put themselves in the shoes of the person with whom they interrelate. They not only hear what that person says, but they feel what he or she feels at the moment. How can anyone fail to respond positively to such people? Maintain a cheerful disposition. Unless you have a mental attitude that is free of bitterness and guilt, and you look at each day as a blessing to be enjoyed and savored, you will have an unhappy and most likely unproductive life. We cannot do our best work while we harbor revengeful or even unfriendly thoughts towards others. Our faculties only give us their best when working in perfect harmony. There must be goodwill in the heart, or we cannot do good work with head or hand. Hatred, revenge, and jealousy are poisons, as fatal to all that is noblest in us as arsenic and fatal to physical life. A kindly attitude, a feeling of goodwill towards others, is our best protection against bitter hatreds or injurious thoughts of any kind. In a gracious personality, there is a charm from which it is very hard to get away. It is difficult to snob the person who possesses it. There is something about him or her that attracts you. No matter how busy or how worried you may be, or how much you may dislike to be interrupted, somehow you haven't had the heart to turn away a person with a pleasing personality. The secret of being pleasant. Emerson says, "What you are speak so loudly that I cannot hear what you say." We cannot conceal what we are, how we feel, because we radiate our atmosphere, our personality in this cold or warm, attracted or repellent according to our dominant traits and qualities. A person who is selfish, always thinking of him or herself and looking out for his or her own advantage, who is cold, unsympathetic, greedy, cannot radiate a warm, mellow atmosphere. Its selfishness, indifference, avarice, and greed are dominant in your nature. You will radiate it and it will repel others because these are the qualities people instinctively detest. The qualities that attract are outflowing, buoyant. The qualities that repelled are inflowing. That is, people who have no magnetism are self centered. They think too much about themselves. They do not give out enough. They are always after something, absorbing, receiving some benefit, trying to get some advantage for themselves. They lack sympathy, lack coordinating, good fellowship. They are bad mixers. A piece of magnetized steel will attract only the products of iron ore. It has no affinity for wood, copper, rubber, or any other substance that has no iron in it. When you were a child, you found out that your little steel magnet will pick up a needle but not a match or a toothpick. It will draw to itself only that like itself. Men and women are human magnets. Just as a steel magnet drawn through a pile of rubbish will pull out only the things that have affinity for it. So we are constantly drawing to us, establishing relations with the things and the people that respond to our thoughts and ideals. Our environment, our associates, our general conditions are the results of our mental attraction. These things have come to us on the physical plane we have because we have concentrated on them. We have related ourselves to them mentally. There are affinities and will remain with us as long as the affinity for them continues to exist in our mind. Applying the law of attraction. Some people are naturally magnets, but when you realize their character, you will find they possess certain qualities that we all instinctively admire. The qualities they attract every human being, such as generosity, magnanimity, cordiality, broad sympathies, large views of life, helpfulness, optimism. They are followers of the law of attraction. There is not only one of these qualities that you cannot cultivate and strengthen a great deal. If you do so, you will get a hearing where others will not. Whether your business, your reputation, and your sales will depend in a great degree of the qualities of impressions you make upon others. It means everything. Therefore, to young men and women to use the law of attractions to develop magnetic, forceful, attractive personality. Cultivate the heart qualities, intellect, and brain power have little, if anything, to do with the personal magnetism. It is the lovable, not the intellectual, that draws and holds people. This is not a very difficult thing to do. Everyone can cultivate the ability to please and the strength of characters that will make him or her feel as real force in the world. Knowing the law of attraction, the qualities and characteristics that distinguish the magnetic and non-magnetic, it is comparatively easy to cultivate the one and to eliminate the other. That is, we can cultivate the generous, magnesium, cheerful, helpful mental qualities and crush their opposites in proportion. And we do this, and we should find ourselves becoming more interested in others, and turn becoming more interested. And we make ourselves personal magnets by fashioning our aura of the kindly thoughts and words and deeds that day by day go on the making of rich magnetic personality. We shall find ourselves more welcoming whenever we go, more sought after. We should attract people to us more and more. By embodying this subconscious mind with the qualities you are admired so much in others, these very qualities that attract you, you will become more attractive to others. As you become permeated with these qualities, they should characterize you, and you should acquire a magnetic, attractive personality. Live a healthy life. The first step towards making yourself magnetic, it is to build up your health. Vigorous health, coupled with a right mental attitude, an optimistic, hopeful, cheerful, happy mind, will increase your magnetism wonderfully. A person with robust health radiates an atmosphere of strength, vigor, and courage, while others who lack vitality drains from others instead of giving to them. Physical force and abounding joys of health help to create a magnetic, forceful personality. People with buoyant, alert minds, with a sparkle in their eyes and elasticity in their step, and who are bubbling over the abundant physical vitality, have a tremendous advantage over those who are debilitated and physically weak. Admit your mistakes. One way to turn people off is to be bombastic, self-important, arrogant individual who never admits a mistake. Investment guru Warren Buffett, probably one of the richest people in the world, not only knows how to use failure and mistakes, but he goes so far as to advertisement. In 1989, he started a formal practice of telling on himself by publishing a list of his mistakes in the letter to investors. In this letter, Buffett confessed not only mistakes made but opportunities lost because he failed to act appropriately. It is Buffett's belief that candor benefits the manager at least as much as the shareholders. He puts it in his way: the CEO who misleads others in public may eventually mislead himself in private. Buffett believes in the value of studying one's mistakes rather than concentrating only on success. Perhaps is the only level of candor that frees Warrens to be joyful at work. He knows for always being upbeat and supportive, generally excited about coming to work every day. People are attracted to him. Is it because he is rich, or is it the other way around? Reach out to those you meet. You must make people feel that they have met a sincere person. Don't greet people with a stiff "how do you do" or "glad to meet you" without any feelings and sentiments in it. Be a good mixer. Look people you meet squarely in the eye and make them feel your personality. Give them a glad hand with a smile and a kind word to make them remember that they have come in contact with a real force, and make them glad you met you again. If you are to be popular, you must cultivate accordingly. You must fling the door of your heart wide open, and not only as many as you do, but leave it slightly ajar, as much as to say to people you meet, you may peep in a bit, but you cannot come in until I know whether you will be a desirable acquaintance. A, a great many people are stingy with their cordially. They seem to reserve it for some special occasion or for an intimate friend. They think it is too precious to give out to everybody. You'll be surprised to see what this warm, glad handshake and cordially greeting will do to creating a bond of goodwill between you and everybody you meet. People you meet will say to themselves, "Well, there is a really interesting personality. I want to know more about this lady or gentleman. This is an unusual greeting. This person sees something in me, independently, which most people do not see." Cultivate the habit of being cordial, of meeting people with a warm, sincere greeting. With an open heart, it will do wonders for you. You will find that this stiffness, and indifference, the cold lack of interest in everybody that now so troubles you, will disappear. People will see that you really take the interest in them, that you really want to know, please, and interest them. They practice coordinately will revolutionize your social power. You will develop attractive qualities and you never before dreamed you possessed. Others flock to you, look to you for guidance, and help you realize your dreams. Choose a mentor, be a mentor. An excellent way to move ahead in your career is to seek and follow a mentor. This man or woman has all the attributes discussed above, and it is not only able but also willing to share them with others. Mentors are good exemplars of people who have been mastered the law of attraction. They can not only provide you with knowledge but also guide you through the nuance of company culture. And when you have achieved success and have moved into a leadership position, you can repay your mentor by becoming a mentor to a newcomer to the organization. Sum and substance. Unless you have a mental attribute that is free of bitterness and guide you and look at each day as a blessing to be enjoyed and savored, you will have an unhappy and most likely unproductive life. Banish negativity from your thoughts. Know the law of attraction, the qualities and characteristics that distinguish the magnetic and non-magnetic. We can cultivate the generous, magnesium, cheerful, helpful mental qualities that crush their opposite. And as we do this, we shall find ourselves becoming more interested in others, and they, in the turn, of becoming more interested in us. Study the men and women, those you know personally and those from the past and present times about the whom you have read. Those personalities you admire, use them as models for your behavior. Learn to radiate joy and generosity. Fling out from the gladness without reserve. Be empathetic. Empathetic people put themselves in the shoes of the people whom they interrelate. They not only hear what others say, but feel what others feel when they say it. People cannot help but respond positively to such people. Be enthusiastic. People who are enthusiastic about themselves and whom actions undertake their work with assurance of success will realize the fulfillment of their promise. Enthusiasm multiplies your power, raises whether ability you have to its higher level. One way to implement the law of attraction is the workplace is to encourage your associates to express their ideas, especially when they differ from you. This not only provides you with the new idea, but also makes them realize that you recognize their talents and look up to them as partners, not subordinately. Seek and then follow a mentor, a person you admire and from who you can learn. When you have achieved success, offer yourself as a mentor to others. Turning your dream into a strategic dream. Dream big. Peace.